Did you guys see any of that ridiculous spectacle last night? I'm talking here about the Fox Nation Patriot Awards. Now, I would imagine that many of you aren't familiar with this unless you live in the Fox News universe. And I'm sure that most of you watching this do not subject yourself to that. And why would you? But I try to at least keep tabs on what's going on over there. I did not watch the entire awards show myself, but what this is Fox Nation is the online version of Fox News, I guess. It's for people who just can't get enough bullshit propaganda. If you just don't get enough transgender bashing and whatever nonsense they're talking about, whatever the latest outrage over a jeans commercial, or did Bud Light do something that was too woke, all of that kind of nonsense. And of course, the incessant, Trump worship. If you just aren't getting enough of that from Fox News, you head over to Fox Nation on the internet. And you can get plenty. They got podcasts over there. They got all kinds of nonsense. So if you are a mindless Trump cultist, then Fox Nation is for you. Now, Fox Nation has an awards show. I'll be honest, I wasn't aware of this, or maybe I was and I put it out of my mind. But apparently this is not the first year they do this. I guess this is an annual thing. And from what I can tell, it seems to be modeled after the Grammy Awards and the Oscars. And it's a chance for all these MAGAs to play dress up and give themselves awards based upon how devoted they are to Donald Trump. And it really is the most absurd thing, at least from the clips that I saw. Now, I'm going to play you a couple of short clips from this thing. And I hope you will stay to the end. I've got a couple different people I want to show you. And then I want to switch gears real quick to something that happened yesterday in the Oval Office. You guys have probably seen this, but I just can't help myself. I've got to play a little clip of that. But let's begin with the Patriot of the Year. I guess this is the most prestigious award that they give, or at least one of the most prestigious awards. You would think that would be the big one, but who knows? Anyway, this year's recipient of the Patriot of the Year award went to Melania Trump. So I want to play you just a little bit of this, and you will notice Sean Hannity in this clip. I don't know if he was like the MC for the event or what was going on, but take a look at this.
Please join me in welcoming Fox Nation's Patriot of the Year, the First Lady of the United States of America, Melania Trump.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hannity, Fox Nation, and all of the American patriots here in the audience and at home. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here today.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at whatever the hell it is Sean Hannity is wearing. I mean, he looks like he just left a shoot for a KFC commercial or something. He looks absurd. what would possess a grown man to wear that? You know what it reminded me of? I mean, in addition to Colonel Sanders, you know what it was a cross between Colonel Sanders and that ridiculous vintage suit that Vinny wore in My Cousin Vinny. So it was like a cross between those two things. Sean Hannity saw that suit and said, yes, I want to wear that to the Patriot Awards. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, so they present the Patriot of the Year to Melania Trump. Now, I didn't watch, as I said, I didn't watch this whole ceremony. I don't know if they explain why Melania earned the title of Patriot of the Year. I mean, what the hell has this woman done to be Patriot of the Year? And the word patriot has become such a fucking clownish word. I mean, it used to mean something, right? It was a very American love of country word. Now it's just, MAGA has trashed that word. It's a ridiculous word now, at least insofar as it's used by these buffoons. Anyway, so I have no idea what would recommend Melania Trump to be Patriot of the Year. But there she is, Patriot of the Year. I'm sure she's very proud to get it. I didn't hear all the speech, but I would imagine she would have said something like, I am very glad to be Patriot of Year. I deserve this award because I go through so much for country. I must be married to fat orange slob. I have to service orange mushroom. Thankfully, not as much as used to, but it is disgusting. And smell. Oh, it takes days for smell to wash off. But I do this because I great patriot and because I get much, much monies. And I do so many other things for you people. I must have Christmas trees at White House. I hate Christmas. And people come over and want to see trees. I hate Christmas trees. They are ugly. I hate them. It makes me fucking sick. And we just had Halloween at White House. I hate Halloween too. They have to invite little kids with the grubby little hands, and I have to pretend that I like to see sight of children. I do not like to see sight of children. And Halloween is orange everywhere. I have enough orange in my life. I tell you about orange mushroom. Is that not enough orange? How much more orange must I have in life? I deserve Patriot of Year award and so much more for what I do for you little people. I make sacrifices. If I was not getting paid much monies, I would not do any of this. You people make me sick. And even on Patriot Award, what is with stupid flag? I do not like American flag. I do not even like America. I do this for the money. But thank you for award. I go to boyfriend now. He does not have little limp orange mushroom. I have to put up with that once in a while, but I get what I really want from Victor. So I see you later. Bye. Thank you for award. Now I want to talk about the next big honoree of the evening. Now we had Melania Trump. And aside from Donald Trump, can you think of someone else in MAGA world who these people would want to shower praise upon and give an award to? Any guesses? Erika Kirk, the world's most attention-loving, grieving widow. Yes, they had an award just for her. And it was called, you might even be able to guess it, it was called the Charlie Kirk Legacy Award. And Erika Kirk is the inaugural recipient of the annual Charlie Kirk Legacy Award. So I want to play you just a little bit of Erika Kirk receiving this prestigious award.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Erika Kirk.
He knew that evil wins when good people stay silent. And so for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I don't stay silent. I'll keep speaking the truth, no matter the cost. No matter the cost. And I pray that all of you do too.
Now, there was the grieving widow, complete with her fake tears and that phony laugh thing that she did, and all those gaudy, oversized gold rings. The last time I really got a good glimpse of those ridiculous gold rings was when she videotaped herself stroking the hands of her dead husband as he lay in his casket. The video was centered upon her hands and those ridiculous rings. And you know, she was speaking to her dead husband in this video, this really private, scripted moment, which she then proceeded to blast all over social media. And, you know, asked for money, for donations, in the name of Charlie Kirk, of course. This whole thing, this Erika Kirk thing, just makes me sick. I just, normally I would not even comment about a grieving widow. But honestly, I don't even see a grieving widow. I see someone who has learned very well about how to grift. And look, she was married to Charlie Kirk. That's what his whole fucking life was dedicated to. Grifting. You know, they pretend it was for, you know, fighting to make America great again and all this kind of crap, just like Trump. It's all about grift. It's about grift from top to bottom. And Erika Kirk is just carrying on in that legacy. Sun's starting to bother me there. Okay, so in this clip, she says a couple of things I want to address. She says that she will not stay silent and that she will keep speaking the truth. Well, if it's important for her not to stay silent, what is it that is so important for her to say? What truth is it that she is putting right out there in everyone's face? Everybody needs to hear the truth. I'm not going to stay silent, so I'm going to speak the truth. What truth? What does she have to say? I haven't really heard her say anything. And honestly, can I say something about that before I get to what she said? Had anyone even friggin' heard of Erika Kirk before her husband got murdered? I mean, most people, let's be honest, unless you live in MAGA world, most people in this country never heard of Charlie Kirk. Now, I had heard of Charlie Kirk, but I didn't know shit about, I didn't even know he was married, to be honest with you. But now suddenly you would think the way they hold this woman up, like she is one of the most important public figures in history. And that she has so much to, what the hell does she have to say? I haven't heard her say anything. The only thing I've heard her say is to constantly remind people that her husband was murdered, and to remind them how to send her money. Right? Or to remind them, hey, get yourself some Charlie Kirk died for us merch. You can get them at my website, or you can get them at the merch tables in the back before you leave the arena after the fireworks display is over. Or you can just send donations directly to me, or rather to the Erika Kirk Needs a New Mansion Fund. That's pretty much all I've heard out of her. My husband is dead. Send me money. Oh, and also, I'm a grieving widow, but please put me on TV because I love the fucking attention. That's pretty much all I've seen Erika Kirk say and do. Is it just me? I don't think so. That's all she does. Okay, enough of the Fox Nation Patriot Awards. I want to switch gears to Grandpa Sleepy. There was an event yesterday. It was pretty noteworthy because a couple of things happened. The first of which was now I'm not sure which order. I think they're out of order here, but it doesn't matter. I'm not playing this one. So the first of which was a pharmaceutical executive, while someone was speaking, they were all standing in line sort of behind Donald Trump, who was seated at the Resolute desk. There was a little podium and a microphone off to the side. And there were some people standing there, and some guy was speaking, and this pharmaceutical CEO or something was standing there, and he goes weak in the knees, and he falls down and passes out. I guess he's okay, but whatever, that happens. Donald Trump just sits there, and then he gets up and he looks at the guy, and then he goes back over to the desk, and he just stands there, just looking. I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to contain his anger. How dare this guy pass out at my event? Because now that's all that gets the attention. It's not going to be about me and how fucking great I am. It's going to be about this guy passing out. Maybe we should send this motherfucker to El Salvador for messing up my little Oval Office of I'm Donald Trump and I'm the greatest president in the world event. Anyway, so that happened. And then there was this scene. Maybe the scene was before. Again, I'm not sure the order here. But you have this scene. Actually, let me go ahead and play it. Watch this.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed. Folks whose knees don't hurt. People who don't have heart attacks, renal failure, dementia. All the things we know are associated with obesity and much more.
So there you have Dr. Oz literally talking about the link between obesity and dementia. Meanwhile, the old demented buffoon, who is also obese, is slumped over at his desk, sound asleep. You cannot make this shit up. You could not construct a more perfect scene. I mean, I friggin' love it. Oh, and then finally, oh, by the way, before I get that, remember, this is the guy who, for 4 years while Joe Biden was president, called him Sleepy Joe. Okay, he still calls him Sleepy Joe. Meanwhile, this guy literally falls asleep at almost every single event. Can you imagine? I'm so sick of doing this. Well, imagine if Joe Biden did it, but how do you avoid it? Imagine if Joe Biden fell asleep behind the desk during an event in the Oval Office. On fucking live TV, he's sound asleep over there. Probably filling up his diaper while he's snoring. What would the media do? What would Fox News be doing? I mean, that's all they would be covering, probably for days, is the fact that Joe Biden fell asleep behind the desk. Donald Trump does it, nothing. Hardly even gets mentioned. because he does it all the time. Anyway, one final thing with this this orange buffoon. He was seated there behind the desk, and he was talking and looking at the camera. And I honestly, I don't remember what he was talking about. It doesn't matter, because you know what? I'm not even going to play. I'm not even going to have the volume. Okay, you don't need to listen to this, jackass. What he's saying is not the reason I'm playing this clip. I'm playing this clip because I want you to look at this buffoon. Because when I saw this, it immediately reminded me of something. See if it reminds you of anything. Watch this. So there's Grandpa Sleepy looking like the Flock of Seagulls guy. His hair, his hair is, he's got a problem with the hair. Okay, he's always had horrible hair. He's always, been trying desperately to cover the fact that he's bald because he's so weak and insecure. This big alpha male is too weak and insecure to deal with the fact that he's fucking bald. Just admit it, Donnie. You're bald. It's okay. It's okay to be bald. Of course, I don't think he could pull bald off. Could you imagine? And what would it look like? Because then, what you take the hair off, right? If he shaved it off, he'd be left with this pale, blotchy skin all over the rest of his head. You'd have this line right here where all the orange Oompa Loompa makeup is. And normally, he doesn't do such a good job blending it along the side of his face. So you have a clear line of demarcation between the Oompa Loompa orange and the pasty, blotchy, white skin, which is in the rest of his head. But right now, that's all covered, poorly by his really horrible hair. What if he shaved the hair off? I guess he'd have to take the orange Oompa Loompa makeup from here and just cover the whole friggin' head in orange. He'd have to. Could you imagine what that would look like? Oh, Melania would love that. Even more orange. And Halloween all at once. It'd be like a big orange fucking drooling stinky pumpkin just all the time. Anyway, the guy, as I've said a million times, this is the most absurd example of a human being I think I've ever seen. And what's funny is he makes fun of other people. He mocks other people. Donald Trump should be the most easily mockable person you can even imagine. Why do people not mock this motherfucker more? He's an absurd... I can't even believe someone as ridiculous as him even exists. I mean, if you tried to conjure up in your imagination someone who is as absurd a human being as Donald Trump, I think you'd have a hard time. He is just that ridiculous. And he is celebrated as the alpha male of the MAGA world. This old, fat slob of a human being desperately trying to cling to what remains of his horrible hair. And with this Flock of Seagulls thing, the hair's almost completely gone. He's got so little of it left. Did you see that Time magazine cover that he hated so much? It was taken from underneath, and you had his neck vagina right there, and then there was you couldn't even see the hair. Now, the hair was actually there, but his hair is so thin and wispy, and it's damn near translucent at this point, that with the light behind, you couldn't even see the hair. And so he looked completely bald from that angle. So he has so little hair left. And so what they're trying to do, or he does it himself, I don't know who the hell does his hair, but they're trying to get as much volume from the remaining hair that he has left that they try to push it up on the sides. And what ends up is he ends up making these little friggin' wings on the side of his head so he looks like the Flock of Seagulls guy. Again, this man is ridiculous. Fat, orange, wears makeup, ridiculous cotton candy, friggin' flock of seagulls hair on top of his head. He wears a fucking diaper, for crying out loud. He's got a colostomy bag or something attached to his leg. He's ridiculous. And look, I'm not making fun of anybody with a medical condition or anything, but they tell us that this guy is in the greatest shape of anyone who's ever been president. They hold him up as the perfect example of masculinity. They pass around friggin' memes and digital images that he fucking charges money for. And people in his cult actually buy this shit. Of Donald Trump, bare-chested, with muscles rippling, and a wavy hair. You know, riding a stallion and carrying an American flag into battle, or he's riding a friggin' T-Rex or something. I mean, the most absurd things. They make this guy out to be an alpha male. He is the furthest thing from an alpha male that you could possibly imagine. He's ridiculous. He's a fucking cartoon character come to life. Anyway, all right, that's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching.